Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Gebo the Shaman, and today we are talking about what happens when we have Mercury placed in the second house in our birth chart. So, before we get into all that good stuff, I'd just like to let you guys know that I am a Vedic astrologer. I do Vedic astrology readings, and there's a very important reason why I'm a Vedic astrologer and not a Western. So if you want, check out the video that I did about the difference between Vedic and Western. So, I am a Vedic astrologer, so check out my services, my courses, bundles, services, all that stuff at gebotheshaman.com. Alright? So, and I have all my stuff, listed here, all the way, yeah. So, alright, so, Mercury. Today we're talking about Mercury in the second house, so in order to understand that placement, we need to understand what Mercury means, and then we'll talk about what the second house means. So, what is Mercury? Well, Mercury is the planet of communication, the planet of commerce, the planet of the intellect, using the mind. It's the planet of business, commerce, really going out in the market and, trading, bartering, doing business with people. So, let's see. So Mercury is the planet of the intellect, using your smarts. The intellect is what we use to interact in 3D reality. So, without your intellect, you would be like an ape. There's things that we can do that animals can't do that involves like logic and thinking and intellect and things like that. That's Mercury stuff. So, so, it's all about communication. So interpersonal communication, communicating, bartering, communicating in the market, buying and selling and things like that. So then we have the second house. So the second house is traditionally ruled by Taurus. So Taurus is the second sign ruling the second house. So this means that Taurus and the second house have to deal with money, like your savings account, your valuables, your possessions, your items, your net worth, your things like that. It's like, the things that you've saved for a lifetime. And so then we have that, and then so the second house is also like your family. So it's very representative of your family and your family life and things like that. And it has a lot to do with like the values that were passed down to you as a kid. You were raised in a certain family, and that family had certain values and things like that it would pass along to you. So the second house is representative of those family values. And so so then we have Mercury here. So what is Mercury doing in the second house? What does it do here? Mercury, has a tendency to It's acting very fast, act very fast, and it has the tendency to cause, like, it's a trickster, so it can cause, some ups and downs. It can cause some fluctuations, and it's not, consistent. It's more of a in and out kind of thing. So in the second house, it can basically, it causes you to, you could gain a lot of money with this one. You could, this second house is all about money and, and savings, but Taurus, or Mercury, is also about money, about earning money. So I would check out the sign that's placed here in order to get more information about this placement, like the sign, and also look at any planets that are aspecting this to get more information. So, it's an interesting placement. So someone with this placement could do very well in the stock market. With those ups and downs, capitalizing and using your intellect to gain wealth and gain, savings and income and money, and from that. But savings and income are different. So if Mercury was in the 11th house, I would say, wow, you have the ability to use your intellect to really make a lot of money. However, in the second house, it's more about the long-term savings, and so Mercury doesn't do too well with that. Mercury, this is the planet of air, and it's in basically an Earth house. So it's like it wants to, it's not so good at grounding things into, like, manifestation. It's kind of all over the place. So I mean, it does have its ups and downs. Like, it does have its benefits. Like, you could do pretty well with savings here. Mercury gives us the ability to have that wise mind about things, about, the wisdom about, what the best things to do. But he's more, the way I would describe this is Mercury is more impulsive. It's more about making decisions right now that will affect right now, like short-term decisions, short-term, like kind of like a day trader, buying stocks when they go low and selling them when they're, a little bit higher, and things like that. That's very short-term gains. So that would be the 11th house. But in the second house, it's like, it's more about, Mercury can give you the intellect, the brains, the smarts to pull off some good long-term investments. However, it's not, it's not the best at that. It wants to see the returns, the gains right now. So, it's one of those things. So, and then, so, let's see. So yeah, so that's really, good. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all I have to say for today. I'm kind of feeling a little bit off from this, but I feel like I'm not resonating as much, but anyway, so that does it for today. Maybe I'll have to revisit this one, but yeah, if you guys are interested in anything that I have to offer up here, then go check that out. Go check out my website. I'm having everything that you see over here is all on sale at GeboTheShaman.com. Alright, so check that out. Check out my sales, my bundles, services, products, courses, everything that I have to offer. Alright, and yeah, so we have the Astrology certification course. So, if you're interested in astrology, then you can check that out. It's very cheap. I've made it extremely affordable for you guys, so there's no excuse. Then we have the Vedic astrology readings. That I have my basic reading that I do for everybody, and then I have readings where I specialize and go into. I really focus on your career and your relationships, so you can check those out. And then we have the birth time rectification. So that's important for people who are maybe new to astrology, but you don't have your exact birth time. It's important that you get that. So I bring it, like, I charge a lot for that service, but I mean, it's worth it. It's like, it takes like hours and hours of my time to go through your birth chart, but I mean, it's worth it. So and one other thing is, like, I promise, I guarantee to get your birth time down to the span of 1 minute. So a lot of astrologers don't do that. They'll just give you like a 10 or 20 minute timeline and just say, okay, this is your window, and that's as far as I go. Well, that's not accurate, and that's not good enough. So really nailing it down to the minute is what I aim to do. So that's what I promise, and that's what I specialize in. And then we have the distance energy healing. Yeah, distance energy healing. So if you're struggling with depression, anxiety, any kind of things like that, any kind of mental illness, physical illness, aches and pains, whatever, that helps with that. So I use very high level Qigong to basically and I do shamanic ritual and things like that, so it's very powerful. And then we have the career coaching and the life coaching. So that's important. So if you're one of those people who's just sitting on the couch eating Cheetos all day, watching soap operas, and that's not a good thing. You need to be living your purpose. You need to be on your purpose. And so if you don't know what that is, then of course that's why you're depressed. So so you need to get your life in order. There's no better way to do that than to get a career coaching with me. So career coaching, life coaching, all that good stuff. Then we have the Qigong courses. So the Qigong courses are what I use every single day to get my butt in gear and to provide me with, like, fill me with energy so that I can have the energy to come on here and do what I do, and go to the gym and conquer that, and do build my business, expand. It's really helped me. So anyway, go check that out, the Cosmic Qigong and the Self-Transformation Challenge. Both of these are available for beginners at patreon.com/GeboTheShaman. So check that out. Alright guys, so that's all I have for today. Check out my bundle sales at GeboTheShaman.com. And then subscribe and like and all that good stuff, because 90% of you guys are not. So it's helpful. to me, helps the channel out if you do subscribe. And yeah, so we'll talk to you guys next time. Alrighty, peace.